Did I get it right, Shari?
I was going to say that was good.
And Shari, for every video, go back and see. I do say so. Tell me this Sundays. Your mind be playing base head games with you.
Okay, I thought, you know what? I'm like,
this is not a trip, this is how I feel. Pop champagne, I'ma do it for the thrill. Escape with me, I'm saying it may be. We could take off and then land in a jet ski. Baby, I hold it tight. Top chef with
you don't do spectacle and you know how to keep your classroom rolling and handle a student at the same time. So they said a student could be starting something, you'd be like, hold on, meet me outside real quick, da-da-da. And you're like, okay, guys, so you're going to be doing your think, pair, share, da-da-da-da. Outside, you're like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. Like, before anything starts, you're like, we're going to go outside right now. Like, you keep it moving and like a spectacle would just never happen.
We don't need to lose class time.
You don't do the teacher and the student arguing back and forth. You do not do that. And I'm like,
think about it though. When you do that, like you're losing your power. Like, and it's not even like I'm on a power kick. It's just, I've said what I said. Here's the expectation.
No, literally.
If you choose not to do it, here's the consequence.
Also,
like,
because
what are we talking about?
A student will get off on having a comeback. You know what I mean? Because they stop caring and they just will like say anything. That doesn't happen in your classroom.
They'll mess around and get their feelings hurt with me because
I was about to say you're actually the.
Because my comeback is going to be nice, smooth, respectful. And then later on, they're going to be like...
You're actually the one because you're so good at nice, nasty, like in a crazy way.
Something.
No, you're good at nice, nasty. And I know because I'm good at it because of you. Unfortunately.
You're taking that on. Like,
I know because I do know this.
Listen,
I've been given this feedback before. I am working.
Yeah, you are. It's precision with precision.
Yeah, I'm like, and I don't like to be like that all the time.
This was years ago in class. It was quiet. I must have just said something to somebody. It was completely quiet, and the student was looking down, and they look up and be like, "Tell me, Miss Rogers, shots be fired with you."
Yes.
Like, you be shooting shots.
It's just like slick. It's just very slick.
And I'm just like, what are you talking about?
But it's never unwarranted and it's never too much. It's never unwarranted.
But you know what?
It's because you don't seek to have those. You don't like conflict.
We're cleaning noses here.
I know, right? I'm like, because you know. No, it's because, okay, you know when you do the breath in and you're like, I feel the booger. You know that one? Like
because my nose is actually was running a little bit, but I didn't catch it.
Well, my nose has been running too.
I need some hand sanitizer over here too. Just to be a thing.
This is becoming like the...
This is the resource table.
You have a word for something like this.
Honey,
I wish I could remember.
Really?
This is you do.
The credenza?
No, this is whenever there's a bunch of stuff that's going on a table, that's going in an area.
I have a name for that.
You're like, this is becoming the like, not receptacle. I don't know. But I was going to say, it's never more because you don't like conflict. So you don't start stuff with your students. You're not, there are some teachers who they get off on being, hand sanitizer.
Tell you something. This podcast has everything. Brought to you by...
You're on fire today, Mom. I'm telling you.
I don't know what it is. I think it's a good night's sleep or something.
Oh, period. I did not get a good... Carter! See?
I didn't see your text till this morning when my alarm went off at 7:30.
What time I sent a text?
The one that said we're pushed to 10.
Oh, and I was awake. She said we're pushed to 10. Did I not respond 1 minute later? I said, no problem. Like, I'm awake.
I so wish I had seen that before I went to bed. Because I needed another hour of sleep, honey.
You know,
but you
I got
about
to bed
say
late.
Something. Here you go.
With the Adderall, if I don't go to bed at a certain time, good luck. Because once it's worn off, like, we back at square one. And, like, now I'm awake.
Oh, no.
Now I'm awake and, like, now it's a problem.
We're gonna give her back her...
Oh, yeah.
Well, we might need it again. Go ahead and put it on the receptacle.
Yes! I forgot I was even going to say to you.
We were talking about the kids.
Oh, I was saying some teachers get off on the authority they have over their students, right? It's usually people who have just never felt power in their life, and once they get a little bit of it, now it's like, unbridled.
Right.
But because you don't like conflict, you never just unwarranted was like getting on a student. It's like if you think that you want to play, reconsider. Reconsider.
If you think you want this, you might
reconsider.
Take a beat.
And it's funny to me because I'm like, that is what you do in the house. Like, which is why when LJ be getting in trouble, like, I'm laughing. Now LJ's laughing because whatever you just said actually is funny.
It's funny. It eats a little bit. Here's what's so funny though. And at the end of the day, I don't have control over the kids. Like, and that when I was in the classroom, that was my thing. It wasn't about controlling kids. It was about managing behavior. Environment is everything. You know, I'm big on environment. So if I create an environment where I don't care when I do trainings, whatever, there is an environment. First of all, everything's going to be neat.
Yeah.
So when you come in, hopefully you can come in with a clear mind because it's nice and pristine. Not perfect, but just pristine. But
it's pristine. It's cozy. It's cozy. Like it's a room you want to walk into. I have music
playing in the background. Like I'm very
ambiance is very important.
It's very important.
And this is why, because remember, I think we actually did have this conversation on here though already. We did, where you were saying like aesthetics are important to you and you don't want to be made to feel shallow for it. And I said, well, you shouldn't, because sight is one of the 5 senses, is it not? If there was a bad smell, if there was a horrible sound, anybody would be like, no. When something is harsh on the eyes versus not harsh on the eyes, it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference.
How it feels, whether you want to be in that room or not. I'm quick to like, this is harsh environment. You already know how I get about harsh environment. And I'm like, oh, well, then I'm leaving.
And I have to work on that because it bothers me. If I happen to end up in a harsh environment that I can't get out of, then I have to like figure out how am I going to adjust? How am I going to shift my thinking so this doesn't bother me so bad? But here's what's interesting about the ambiance. Even people who don't care about aesthetics, they end up appreciating and enjoying. And sometimes they can't even put their finger on why it was so enjoyable.
Oh, it's because what they're not accounting for is you like it. You're just not making the connection. That's all. And we can't all make the connections, can we? You know what I mean? Not like,
come on over to this
not
side.
to be shady, but I'm like, I'm sorry, but I guess we can't all make the connection. But there is a particular person. Oh, it's Cree. I'm like, should I answer?
Answer, sister.
Okay, it's Christopher.
Griggs.
We're filming the podcast.
Hey, beautiful.
You look so cute.
Sydney, you see my little bun? My little messy bun? Thank you.
She said, it's cute. We filming the podcast, child. So you're live. Yes, child. They can probably hear her too. She said, hey, Pie.
Hey.
Carter's here. In my face, yes, Carter Berry.
I'm just going to say right now, if this was me, I'd be getting fussed out.
All right, child. You look cute,
or maybe
child.
that's
You look
pre-Adderall.
I love you, my girl. All right, bye.
Did you hear my commentary?
Sydney's so cute. Yeah, I did. What I was gonna say, there's a certain person that we know that ends up loving the after effects of the aesthetics, but just feels like they're so unnecessary in process
at first.
And it's like, well, and you'll see, you'll all see.
No,
like
you put us through a lot at the beginning of this when we were trying to set up this. But now that you had it, you actually appreciate it.
Yes.
But you'll never admit it.
I was going to say, but you'll never admit it. I forgot I was going to say, oh, yes, that's what, and that's, I'm like, you would love Sandy, because that is how, because I'm doing like a house reno low key. It's honestly, it's kind of reno because stuff was added to the wall, like stuff was done or whatever. But I'm getting the whole like bottom of the house redecorated.
Does he poop?
He's been farting lately.
Girl, let me tell you something.
Mom, we're at the table
yesterday. This dog got diarrhea. We got a problem.
No, he doesn't have diarrhea. But he was kind of constipated this morning. See, and it's always interesting with him, and we just never know.
Like I felt a vibration. I was like, is that my phone
he
or
definitely
his
probably
butt?
pooted. But he's the type, even if he feels sick, he'll run to the door.
Oh, very good.
Yes. But no, yesterday... we're working. He's under the table, and Val's like, "Did he just fart?" I look under the table. Not only did he fart, but he has his butt like tunched up in a stretch, and it's directed towards her, which is why she has smelled it. He's been farting. He doesn't even always fart. He's not that kind of dog that like farts. Also, she's very specific about his food, which is why his stomach don't be toe up because it's real sensitive.
Yeah. Are they sidebar? Are those dogs known for that?
I don't know. I don't know. Doodle breeds, like, it do be some issues with them because people just doodling everything and it's not supposed to happen.
Genetic engineering.
It's not supposed to happen.
Moving things in petri dishes.
I'm like, because a lot of times when people want to doodle breed, I'm like, you probably just want a poodle because the characteristics that you're looking for are the characteristics of a poodle. That's what a lot of people like.
That's the thing.
I'm like, well, he's just perfect. He just is. But I was going to say, that's what Sandy's all about. like when it comes to all the decorating, it's about having the least friction possible. So you're in here and you're feeling comfortable. And she said she feels like people underestimate the amount, they underestimate the impact of having a space that you live in, like with zero, like almost
Zero
like little
friction.
to no friction, like on your mental. And I'm
You
like,
know what?
that is the realest thing I ever heard.
I love that because this world has enough friction.
It has plenty. It has
pressed
enough
down,
for all of
shaking
us.
together, and
Like
running over.
Like we have
for
plenty of
us.
friction. Well, let us.
Wow, what a
Is
wonderful
that all right if we
concept.
can come home and have no friction? Like, is that okay? It's like that's her number one priority. Like even my curtains, she's like, I want it to be just long enough to where it's not high water, but it has to be just short enough to where if you vacuumed, you don't have to open the curtains. Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I love that.
Yes, she's gonna put the Roman shades on the windows, but she's like, your windows are tall, and if you wanted to roll them all the way up, you'd have to get a stool, and I don't think you should have to be getting stools out. So I'm not gonna do that there. Like she thinks about everything to where I don't have to push too far in my own home. Why would I have to push too far in my own home?
As it should be. And Shari, that brings me back to this house that I'm building. That is why I was like, that's why I'm like, I want what I want. And it's so funny.
And you're not wrong.
And I don't know if this is true or not.
What?
But I was having a conversation with a male coworker. And I was talking about how I wanted my bathroom and how I wanted the black shower tile.
Yes, ma'am.
And the glass doors. And
it's gonna be so
he was like, oh yeah, men
nice.
don't care nothing about that. We're just in and out. And I'm like, you don't understand.
Men are gonna benefit though.
They're gonna benefit
gonna
from
love
it though, right?
Right.
But like I luxuriate in that. That's like my space to like.
Well, they don't
decompress.
luxuriate enough as a group. Like, but they literally, like, there has to be more luxuriating happening.
But you know what? That's because they're too busy thinking that, well, some of them are, some of them are not. Like, if I'm not working, like, it's about like a work as opposed to like, it's okay to pause and enjoy this moment.
And literally enjoy. When me and Sandy we went to lunch after the High Museum, and there was like a new general manager or whatever they were going to get. And she came and she was like, oh, like, how was everything? We're like letting her know. She's like, okay, because I want to do like a girl dinner kind of like night every now and again. She said, because when girls go to dinner, it's an experience and they luxuriate in it 100%. And Sandy was saying, she was like, you know what? She said, I don't see men do it as often. Like, she said, she said, for example, it was such a good example.
Okay.
I love Sandy so much. Okay. She thinks like how we like think.
Yes.
She was saying if they go get a coffee, they go to a coffee shop and get a coffee, he's almost done with his before they pull out of the parking lot. Right? She said a girl will get a coffee in the morning. She might have that same coffee in the evening. She has that cup. And you just kind of sip all day and you just kind of, because we experience and we luxuriate.
You're right.
If me and Sakina and Val go to like dinner or lunch, we're like, hey, and it's just whatever the day brings. Like, it's like, oh, let's order this. Let's have a little of that. Let's do a little 1, 2, dot. Like, are we sharing? Are we picking off of?
Right.
Whereas they're like, and I'm just going to eat my plate and da-da-da-da.
It's very task focused.
It's like, task focused.
I'm here for this. I'm going to get a coffee. I got the coffee. I'm out.
It's like,
or if I'm meeting somebody for coffee, are we there for a reason? Are we talking business, or is this somebody I'm trying to date? It has to be a reason.
It has to be a reason.
Whereas I think with us, we just kind of like, hey,
we're more communal.
Let's be open to the possibilities of what this could be. This could be the most amazing time that we have.
Open.
The possibilities of what this could be.
And it's like, let's just like do a little 1, 2. I love it 1, 2.
But you know, it's so I don't want to think about this, but it's like, why are we as women like that? I don't know. Maybe because in all other aspects of our life, we're just like, oh, and
as I said, we have
so many people are depending on us. We're having to be on.
We're forced to pull together
load.
as a group. We're forced to pull together for sanity. For sanity. And that's what it is.
So we have to be with like people.
You got to go with your girls.
So when we're in the same space, oh, wait. Can we speak to, wait.
Okay, and then I have to remember this. I can't forget. All the
time. That whole mental load of there are some people that can be around you and they're not necessarily doing anything, but for some reason or another, you feel stressed.
Why is my brain working?
Because my brain is working. There are some people you can be in the room. Like we always talk about it. When me and you, if you come to my house or I come here, we might talk, kiki, chit chat, but there are times where we could literally sit down in the same space and never say a word for like an hour and be just fine.
And on top of it, I'm having a blast.
Having a blast.
That's fun for me.
For me, it's because I don't feel like you need anything from me. So when I say you don't need anything, of course we know like
at the baseline,
like
humans need each other. We like get it,
love,
you know,
interaction, stuff like that. But like you don't have any expectations.
I don't.
Extra expectations of me.
I don't.
When we're just hanging out. And I think that's what happens with women when they get all together. It's almost like we're just here to enjoy.
And that's it. And that's all.
To take it in and to relish.
Yes.
Unless it's a housewife show.
Unless it's out there, right? Because you're like, and that's a different story.
Because that's a different story. They're here for a little drama and tea.
Oh. It's actually cute is the thing.
You went and got a toy.
Because he came and said, well, let me just bring my toys. But that's what dogs do.
That's his toy.
Somebody got him that. So I'm trying to remember who got him that. What was I about to say? Actually, I forgot. But to this point, it made me think of this. The other day, I was thinking about the connection between women in the bathroom. Okay? Because I said, wait, what is it about us in bathroom? There's so many moments. For example, you go to an event, you're like with your friend or whatever, you walk into the event, you feel like you need to get your bearings. Well, let's hit up the bathroom first.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Or you're in an event with you're in said event with your best friend. You're mingling, you're talking. It seems like things might be getting a little sticky. It's like, come to the bathroom with me real quick. Let's go to the bathroom.
What it is? The bathroom's like a reset.
It's a reset.
It's a reset. Unless it's nasty.
And don't let the bathroom be great. When you go in there, the girls are already in there. All of the girls are in there.
Yes.
It's like you could be talking. Oh, and then the best part is one girl gets up there like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Everybody's like, actually, yeah, I'm finna go too.
Oh, I'll go too since
we got to go to the bathroom. On a different scale, in the home, a bathroom is a place where we will hang out.
That is
like,
so true.
if I come to your house and you're in your bathroom, well, it's not like, oh, well, let me just come out and
You're sitting on the
I'm
edge
about
of
to
the
sit on the
tub.
edge of the tub. We about to key out in the bathroom. Like, I don't know.
I might be doing my makeup. I might be putting clothes on, my hair, what have you. It's an event.
It is an event. And I'm like, ooh, what is that?
I'm trying to think, has the bathroom always meant that much to me? But when I think about it, when we were in our last house, we had that barber chair. So it was like, we'd be in there for hours doing hair.
In the bathroom.
We end up chatting, talking.
Oh, and you know what? That makes sense. It's the doing hair of it all. It's the getting dressed of it all. Because even...
our stuff takes longer.
Yes. Me and you one time made a video in your bathroom. And some people were like, why are y'all in the bathroom? But all the girls who had grew up in girl homes, they were like, me, my mom, and my sisters are always in the bathroom. Like, this is very normal. It's the bathroom. And I'm like... and it's the bathroom of it all.
Nobody's using the bathroom.
But it's about the bathroom.
It's about the bathroom. And so
and I'm like, and I love it.
If you're going to build a house, why not have a wonderful bathroom?
That's actually the kitchen and the bathroom. That's where I'm looking. Because let's say I'm going to book, let's bring it on a smaller scale. If I'm booking a hotel and y'all don't show me pictures of the bathroom, I feel like you're trying to give one over on me. Because why you ain't showing me the bathroom?
Right.
But that's what I look for. When I'm looking through those photos, I'm like, but what does the bathroom look like? And is it a garden tub in there?
Because there's nothing worse than a bathroom. It's a nice hotel and it's a little small sink. Hardly any counter space.
Hardly any counter space. For me, I'm looking at the photos. It's a garden tub and a shower curtain. And I'm not doing that.
We talked about that before.
I have to look and see. The minute
you see a shower curtain, you're like...
No. But I always look for that. But I was going to say, this is so off topic, but I was thinking about it yesterday so much and laughing. And I'm like, this has to be one of the funniest things you say. And I'm like, when did you start saying this?
What?
Whenever you say two on a possible, it is quite lit. Maybe it's the timing of it. I don't know. Right. But it's the funniest thing. And I forgot what made me think of it. But it's like, you'll say it in cases where, let's say I'm like, oh, I wasn't able to get, enough muffins. I got one, maybe two. You'll be like, two on a possible. When did you start saying that? And where did you get it from? Because I'm like...
Well, anybody, especially in the Black community who plays spades.
Is that where that's from?
Yes. You asked them to
I'm showing my hand right now.
What'd you say?
I said, I'm showing my hand right now.
You know what?
I don't know how to play spades.
And I almost feel like it's my fault. That's one of those things.
Deani's and I'll confirm.
But you know what? There's been so many things I've shown you.
You have. You have.
But that one right there is major.
You did as many things as you could.
As I could. I did the best I could. But yeah, that's where it comes from, Shari. That you have your hand and you're trying to bid because you and your partner have to come up with a number. So sometimes it's like you might say, oh, I got two. But if you got a possible, you're trying to figure out if that one card, you letting them know we might have a one card that might pass, that might make a book. So that's why it's two in a possible.
Okay, because I'm like,
but I'll use that
two
for
possible. Oh, mama eats so
you
bad.
love that? To me, it's kind of like, this, 2 and a little bit more.
I
and
love it.
That's so interesting.
Like we could be going to dinner. I'm like, well, how many people are gonna come? You'd be like, it might be like 1, like 2 and a possible. Like, oh, I love it. It's the most perfect thing
fun.
every time.
It was the nearest reference that I can think of. Like,
yeah.
That third one is a possibility.
We also, there's never a time you say it that we don't laugh behind it. Every time you say it. And I think it's because we get the timing of it. We get the feeling of it.
Speak to timing. Timing is so important. You always tell me that. You're like, Mom, your timing.
Oh,
and
it's phenomenal.
Going back to like the classroom thing, I'm the youngest of 5. I've had to
and that's really what it is.
I had to fight. No, but I've had to be in situations where I have to stick up for myself. And then we were very competitive family, so we played games, the whole thing. And then between that and just being in the classroom and realizing, you know what? Kids, you have to show them. They respect you, not when you're being disrespectful and rude, but when you can hold your own.
Yes.
So my thing is, we're not going to make a spectacle of you or this situation.
Right.
But you are going to know that I'm the one that's going to settle it up.
Right. Because it's what you do is you're like, I'm not giving you a stage to perform in front of the class.
We're not doing
that. And that's really what it is. But I was going to say that's something so key you said, because once a kid sees that they can get over on a teacher, or once they see like a spot of weakness, like if the teacher is not as quick with the comeback, I've seen so many teachers get embarrassed.
Get ate up. Let me tell you something. Don't play the game if you don't know how to play it.
Oh.
Kids will sniff out a teacher within seconds. They will know, and then just to test
out
it,
is so real.
They will try you.
Yes.
So you can sit up there and say all the rules that you want.
You can say all the rules you want. Yeah, and they're like, and we're going to see when push come to shove.
And we're going to see when push comes to
shove.
Like,
that's what they're waiting
for. Johnny going to test you.
Oh, my gosh.
And while little Johnny is testing you, Keisha over there checking you out to see how you handle it. Because Keisha could go either way.
Mom.
Keisha could be a well-behaved student, or she could be a cut-up. But the cut-up is going to determine, based on how you respond, will determine whether she's going to cut up.
Mom, I have seen these students give these teachers the work. Okay?
Give them the work. Let me tell you, I think I told you this.
Gosh.
One time, I was walking a classroom, and the teacher was in there, and she was reviewing something, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, her and this kid in the front, apparently they must have had an issue. It was like a tit for tat thing. Okay. Like, she was like, you're supposed to be such and such. And he's just looking at her like, you didn't tell me that. You didn't, like, he was just getting real smart. And I guess she thought I was going to jump in. Well, my role is instructional, not behavioral.
You're like, I'm seeing, no,
even
period.
Though I can handle behavior. Classroom management is one of my strong suits. Mm-hmm. But also, let's see how you handle it.
I was gonna say,
I'm here doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yes, I was gonna say you would if it was that serious.
Yes, it was. I'm like,
but it's
continue. And he was getting kind of with her, but then she looks at me and says, "Can you talk to him?" I looked at her. I said,
"Jerry,
right."
Jerry.
She said, "Can you talk to him?" I looked at her. I said, "I don't do audiences."
Oh, and I'm like,
and then when they were done, I looked at him, I tapped on, and that's the thing, real subtle. I tapped on his desk. I said,
Mom, okay, that's what it is. When I tell you, I wish Sakina and Val were here so bad because they have said that. You're good for a, let me go talk to you outside.
And then I took him all the way down the hall because when I first took him out,
not even doing
I thought I was far enough, but when I started talking to him, he started talking loud.
Yeah, that's what
I said, Sweet Pea, we cannot talk loud.
Let's take a walk.
Let's go down. Mm-hmm. You understand? She said this. She's lying. She da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, pause.
And let's take a walk.
Yeah, pause.
Pause.
First of all, you're a student in her class. All you gotta do is do what she asked you. Yeah, but I already did I said, yeah, but you're gonna lose like this.
It's a losing battle.
It's a losing battle. But the fact that she looked at me, almost
Can
as
you talk
if
to him?
Commanding me.
It feels like a fourth wall break, honestly.
Needless to say,
I don't like that. It feels like looking into the camera of a TV show.
I love the way you put that because I don't care how many times I do walks as a coach. They know, like, if I need you, like when I'm going to walk in there at any given time, right? Sometimes I'm talking to the kids, I'm interacting, and sometimes I'm just watching, right? But if I need something, I'm eventually going to come to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to stop and come and be like, do you need me for something? Or they like to say, so we're doing such and such and we're doing, I don't need the.
It's
I don't
like,
need the
no,
narrative.
this is your show. It's like you're the director. You will say cut if you
Listen.
need to. You don't need to like.
I'm just a fly on the wall.
Yeah, like
I'm just a fly on the wall.
mm.
And so, I mean, it's so many stories, but I'm just like, you do you. But
Yeah.
this story, the teacher was in there. Okay. She was mad at the kids. That's what happened. She had told the kids, you will have a quiz tomorrow.
You will have a quiz.
I'm not going to be here. No, she says, I'm going to be gone. But when I get back, when I get back from, being out, we're going to have a quiz, right?
Okay.
But she must have left early the day before and had a sub. So when she got back, it's supposed to be a quiz that day. She found out from the sub, half the kids didn't come back from lunch. Okay. So she's sitting here reasoning with the kids. What did I tell you guys? I told you, how dare you not come back? You knew you had a quiz today. Why aren't you back? And mind you,
and they're
the
like,
minute I walked in,
cares?
She was like, I'm sorry, I'm fussing at them right now.
You're like,
and in my mind, I'm like, I'm letting you rock, girl. Do what you gotta do. I'm just a fly on the wall here. Proceed.
Yes.
So then she's talking to them. Mind you, it's about 35 kids. That's a lot of kids in the class. And I'm just in the back walking back and forth.
35 kids in that class?
Oh, that's a low number.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that's a low number on that. I know ours at the school, no. So she's saying to them, so what are we supposed to do here? What do you want me to do? Teachers love to ask that question too. And I don't have a problem with it, but the timing is important.
Timing is important.
So what do you want me to do about this? You guys were supposed to have a quiz. In my mind, I'm already coming up with answers. I'm already knowing how I would handle it, right? Mind you, the kids are looking like, don't I don't know. Don't ask me.
You teacher.
Right. Then you got this kid over here making excuses. Well, we thought, why don't you just give us more time? Because we thought such and such. She's like, no, but I told you, and I can't believe all the things. Finally, I'm standing there. And something tells me she's going to ask him. She says, Rogers, what would you do?
Oh my gosh, she has to stop talking to you.
I said, well, actually, I think it's really up to you to make that decision for them. She said, I'm just wondering, what would you do?
Ball back in your court.
I said, well, let me just say this. Whatever I would do, the consequences would exceed. The consequences would be so excessive that they would think twice about trying to do it again.
Yes.
Right. So I would make sure the consequences are strong enough to where they're going to think twice.
I'm telling you.
I said, but this is what I said to her. I said, but I do believe you've heard enough to make a good decision here.
Yes.
Guess what my real answer wanted to be?
What?
Girl, get that quiz.
Oh, you so would give the quiz. I was going to say,
quiz.
you so would be giving the quiz.
You know why you give the quiz?
Mm-hmm.
You have to send a message to the kids who skipped.
Mm-hmm.
It was not okay that you did that.
Yeah.
You can't just dictate. You're going to make a decision, then live with the consequences. You can't dictate the consequences.
I was about to say,
and if that means, and she has seniors. So if that means you got a 0 on the quiz, too bad for you. Now you got that 0. What you going to do next time?
Now you got that 0 on the quiz.
But guess what she ended up doing?
No.
She went ahead and not only did she not give the quiz right then, she gave review time.
No. See, that's another thing I was going to say. The lack of follow through. Once they sniff out a lack of follow through, they'll be like, oh, y'all, I've seen this happen in real time. They'll be like, if we all skip, y'all know she's not going to get that quick. They will remember. They remember when there's no follow through.
For senior skip day,
oh my God.
This is when I taught anatomy and forensics.
Mm-hmm.
They used to come to me and be like, Miss Rogers, so you gonna give a quiz tomorrow?
Yeah.
I mean, skip day tomorrow, but I'm just trying to figure out if you are, I'll come to your class, then I'm gonna leave.
No,
but
literally.
I just want to make sure
because they knew you would follow through. Now you would abide by senior skip day.
And what they don't know is like, see, that's the thing about whether you're a parent, a teacher, or something like that. You got to be smart by not showing your hand.
Well,
I'm still going to hold you account. Like, I want you to still feel that level of accountability, but I have the power to give you grace.
Yeah. Also, and I've said this before, I always say it, you're extremely reasonable.
Well, thank you.
So it's like you're knowing senior skip day is happening. You already know in your head, I ain't gonna get no quiz. But they know that you have a certain standard, which is why they came and talked to you. And it's like her not giving the quiz. I have been And like, oh my God, I've been a student
Not
before.
only am I not going to
They
give a
know.
quiz,
Yeah.
it's going to be an amnesty day. Like,
Yeah.
you're in there making up the people who did show
The
up.
people do. It's like,
You're
how about we
making up
do
work? We might have some music in the background. I might even put a video up. I don't know.
Yeah, you're. What was that show you used to play in forensics? That if we had time, the mall, not the mall. It was that. It wasn't like a CSI. It was like a figure out who's the murder mystery.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It was something
CSI?
like that.
It wasn't the CSI?
It was some kind of like figure out who the murderer is show.
Oh, yeah. Was it something on Netflix?
And
I can't remember.
It was some rando because I've never seen this show anywhere else. But maybe you would do that.
You got to be flexible because at the end of the day, senior skip day is national. Like everybody has a senior. Even at my current school, like we know when skip day is. The principal even knows when skip day is.
Yeah, so it's like,
but we're not going to not mark you absent,
right? But it's like you don't do like where I'm going to be the one that gives a test. It never gave that.
It never gave that. But you just got to know how to. And really, it requires emotional intelligence, and that's what ends up happening. Like people don't realize you don't see yourself, you don't see them kids, you doing stuff that's creating a problem. And with that particular scenario, I just think she has a problem with boundaries.
I was gonna say,
like she's afraid of, like, it's almost like I can be a stickler about certain things, but then I don't want them to be, to think that I'm not here for them and that I'm leaving them desolate. No.
If you don't got no follow through though, they figure that out real quick and they start doing things because they know they can get over. I can't stop looking at your bun.
You love my bun?
It's so
my messy
good.
bun. But can we speak to this culture? And I don't know if you see it from your end, but there's this culture of like young people who just don't want to deal with consequences. Like they don't want to feel pain. They don't want to feel hurt. They don't want to fall. They don't because they're used to everybody like providing a cushion. But what ends up happening to them psychologically over time, you become less able to deal with difficult times. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Like, every little thing is taking them over. Yes, we live in the society, the influences are a little different now, but literally they are so like vulnerable and very like precious.
No, I know what you mean. It's definitely, I feel like kids could always have a tendency to be that way, but it just has gotten worse. And I'm always, it's funny because I work on the internet, but I'm always take it back to the internet and get them kids off the internet. It's made, I feel like, especially like the younger generation, so like, we were just never meant to know this much. We were never meant to see this much. We were never meant to know how this many people think. We were never meant to know this many people's business. It's like too much. Everybody's afraid of like doing anything really. Mm-hmm. So it's like they don't want to. There's this like
being so careful.
Yes, there's this excessive like shame people put on people for not knowing a really simple thing.
That's true.
It's like everything is
it's
so
a whole lot more
monitored.
pressure.
Yes, it's so like overly in a way to where they calling everything cringe, and I'm like, and y'all going. Everything is cringe yourself out of a personality if you keep on going. You will, because it's like
mercy.
You just stop doing things and everything is so like, well, I don't want to look, well, I don't want to, and da-da-da-da. But it's because it's a symptom of everything else.
But the social media puts more pressure. But, some people blame gentle parenting on it. And don't get me wrong, I understand like the philosophy behind gentle parenting. Like it didn't have to look like it did a long time ago where everybody's so aggressive and I'm hitting you with my shoe and all this and that. But the other issue is with gentle parenting done in a dysfunctional manner, you're constantly putting a cushion. There's hardly any accountability.
Well,
there's not conversations about choices.
Well, that's the thing. With gentle parenting, there actually is. The term,
that's what I'm saying, dysfunctional.
People, well, it's not even caught. People don't know what gentle parenting is, and I think that's been the problem. So people will see people who don't parent at all and be like, they're doing gentle parenting. They're actually not parenting at all.
I'm with you.
Gentle parenting, like one of the main pillars is it's authoritative. So they're big on like, if blank is happening, like X, Y, and Z will follow. Like they're big on explaining what's gonna da-da-da-da. Like this is gonna be taken away. You won't be able to do X, Y, Z. At the end of the day, it goes through me. People who just do the anything imply is actually permissive parenting.
But they think it's gentle
people
parenting.
have mislabeled like
mislabeled
bad.
it. Do you remember there was a show and I loved it on Hulu? It was a parenting
Yes,
show.
I liked that
and they
show.
had the gentle parenting. They had the traditional.
And they had mislabeled too. And I thought it was irresponsible because I'm like, and y'all can't call this gentle parenting.
But people call gentle parenting anything that's like a very, well, is it okay? Let's talk about this.
And a real gentle parent is never doing it's okay. They're like, and we're going to check in with your feelings, but this is happening regardless because mom told you if you do blank, this is happening.
That's right.
And I'm like, well, boom. Like, kids who have gentle parents are like used to hearing the word no because their parents are like, gentle parenting is basically like your kid is a human and you treat them as such.
For sure.
And then some people just be letting their kids like do whatever and they don't have no
there's
kind
a lot
of
of that, and we see it in education.
Oh my gosh.
And they are very like every little thing. I will never forget. This was during the time of George Floyd. Things were already like tensions were already kind of high. And this one particular building, there was a lot of traffic that went through it because the school was overpopulated. And so there were just things happening where it's like the safety of the students were at risk. So the principal makes a decision, you know what? We will only let the students who are supposed to be in this building pass through this building. Everybody else must pass on the outside. Do you know there were parents that emailed the principal? Parents emailed the principal because the kids said they felt like their rights were being violated because they don't get to walk through the building. They have to walk outside in a path. But remember, I don't know how it looked like to everybody else, but during the George Floyd things, tensions were rising.
For
so we
sure.
had a lot
for
of kids
sure.
who, they were kind of on guard and, just coming off of COVID. So this was the year everybody went back to school. So it was
so much did a number on these
heightened,
kids.
But when the principal told me that, like, I was in shock. Like, I thought she was exaggerating. She was like, no, I have emails right now of parents who are complaining because their kid told them they have to walk a different path.
See, and that's a huge thing. I'd be real concerned about the parents, the parenting happening.
You have no
like,
idea. Or not happening.
And mom, and that's honestly what it is because I'm like, I am so concerned.
Be very concerned.
I'm like, it sounds like they not reading to the kids at home, reading with the kids at home.
Reading.
They never telling the kids no.
Reading with the kids at home. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't
and
happen
you're like,
at
reading
all.
question mark? I haven't heard of her in a minute. Like,
you know, I just went to
like,
a conference. Like, literacy has always been an issue, but it is exacerbated.
Mom,
now.
earlier on in this episode, there was something that happened. I was going to say, well, you know, it's an attack on literacy. Like, I was just about to say, like, it's going in the gutter.
It's always been an issue.
Oh my gosh.
There are so like COVID like really did a number on us because it was already something that was a challenge. But now
the parents ain't telling the kids no.
Like
ever.
You said the parents ain't telling the kids no?
Ever.
Yeah. I mean, it's and sometimes let's be honest.
Dang.
Sometimes it's let's give them the tablet. Let's give them the younger ones.
Oh yeah.
They're on their phones. They're on their tablets. And studies, they have studies
you know me.
now. I can't remember if it was MIT. I can't remember which research university it was, but kids between the ages of from birth to 3, if they're getting too much tablet, blue light, what have you, it is literally connected to deficits in reading. From 0 to 3, like, doesn't mean once they turn 4, you know, they can just go all in.
It's like, well, now we can just get
But you're talking about just
it's a
lot
crucial
happening.
time.
That's a crucial time period that they're finding those kids who had a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
you already know how I am. I'm like, get them kids off the internet. You know how I am about that. I feel like people wouldn't expect it, but I am so strict behind kids and technology.
And when your brain is not finished forming, you're very impressionable. It doesn't mean your brain is not still dynamic. Like I said before, like you still get new pathways that are formed. However, the criticals
in the developmental stages,
the criticals in the developmental,
them criticals in the developmental,
and we see it. And I said all that to say,
oof,
the teachers I work with are actually seeing that, and that's why we had to like pause and say, wait a minute, we know that you need to learn about birds and trees and cells. But we got to make sure you understand vocabulary.
Mom, I was just telling you, and I love how Sakina parents, because Soul like does not have, like, it's not tablet, iPad, nothing. If we're at the restaurant and Soul is there, he is talking to us. He's engaging or he's playing on his own. Like he's coloring, whatever. But I was saying you let us be bored a lot, and I really appreciated it.
I was just about to talk about
you
that.
have to. I feel like you got to let him be bored because that's where imagination starts forming.
That's true.
And that's why LJ always had the biggest imagination as a kid because he would, of course, have times where he would read, go outside, watch TV. Like don't get it twisted. Like we was we love a good show
on TV.
Yes, but we didn't have just like free reign to just push it to the end. So like he would come up with games. He would come up with
he'd
stuff
be outside,
like and
he's outside in an all-out war with his stick.
Yes,
and we don't know who he's fighting.
There's a battle going on, y'all. Like it's a battle going on outside. I don't know.
And he looked like he was having so much fun.
Yes,
and that was by himself. We're not even talking about families that have
siblings,
more than one younger sibling that can do stuff. But
I appreciated that. I feel like it made me who I am today. Because you would just not, you would tell it. First of all, we have plenty of things in the world to stimulate us all the time. Like too much, honestly. Yeah. So you would tell us like nobody's going to always stimulate you 24/7.
Nobody's here to entertain you all day.
Yes.
Yes, I should be talking with you, interacting with you. And you
always did.
Us.
That's the thing. You
Especially
always
after
did.
School, we would always talk. How was your day?
We had a talking household. I tell you all the time, I'm like, we were a feelings household, okay? And we were required to speak. But you made it sure that we knew very early on that being by yourself sometimes is very normal. Not having a task to do is very normal. Not being in front of a TV is very normal. All these things are regular. And as a person, like you should be able to sit by yourself and just do. And because you did, I would like write stories sometimes. I would come and give to you. I would draw. I would do like arts and crafts. But because of that, now as an adult, sometimes I'm like, what craft can I do today? Like I'm gonna make a headband. Let me order some elastic. Let me do that.
And I'm the one over here need to be doing crafts.
And I love a craft. That's why when I had to make the posters for LJ, I had a good time doing it because I'm like, this is the kind of stuff like when I was a kid. If there was like, we're not turning on the TV right now, I'm like, well, okay, I'm just gonna go do something that doesn't put up blue light all in my eye.
Blue light, right? But y'all would be so proud of me. I'm almost done with this book. I've been reading this book.
You're almost done with the book. I started
last week.
You've been reading a book? What have you been reading?
Kennedy Ryan, This Could Be Us. It's the second. I had read her first book.
Is it fiction?
Yes.
You're reading a fiction book?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, she stopped to clap.
That's awesome. No, literally.
Now, don't get me wrong. I used to read fiction books before.
Oh, I love that. You did.
Now that I've given myself permission to really lean into the things that bring me joy, it's a non-negotiable. Honey, you should see me. I can't wait to get in my car after work. I'm not calling anyone. I'm like, click.
Oh, you're listening to that book.
I'm listening to the book.
You listening?
But I have books that I'm reading too. Okay. But I'm listening to. Oh, that was judgment. That was judgment.
No, and I'm gonna say this. No. You have every right. You're whatever. And I'm like, it is not always right. I be like, a little hoity-toity about like people who listen to books versus read books, and they're like, "Yeah, I listen to that." I'm like, "So
but you know
listen to that book?" But I'm like, "It's not to you like that."
The only reason why I don't get caught up in it because while I listen to books, I have a whole stack of books that I also read.
I would say you do both.
I can do both.
Also,
I just don't want to buy a bunch of fiction books. Like I
got you.
There's some that I might like really like. Ooh, let me just keep this in my library. But remember, I'm the one also that I like when it comes to fiction books. I'm not necessarily going to go back and read it again. Like you like to read.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and read that
the same book. But if I have a self-help book,
I'll go back and read it,
revisit it because I'm like, what was that and what did it say? But,
so you can go back and reference. I do want to clarify though. I'm like, if you only listen to books, I'm like, well, period. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
You had to clarify, but your initial
because I'm like when people say they read, I'm like, no. Say you listen to it. Say you listen to that book, but I'm
listening to it, but it's not really still like that. But remember, I've been listening. Hold on now.
Yeah.
Let's circle the block.
Circle the block.
I was listening to books back when Sydney was a baby and she's 30 on tape. Aww. Remember when I used to take y'all to the library?
On tape.
When I was taking y'all to the library and y'all would check out books. I would check out a book, but I would also check out books on tape.
That just made me so happy the thought of that.
In my car, but
you would get books on tape at the library.
Me, it's not a matter of like, ooh, Audible's a craze. Like I've just always loved listening.
You have done that,
but I also love turning a page too.
Also, you have stuff to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a good like if you got to wash the dishes, listen to that book.
I don't miss it.
I'll listen to a book like if I'm traveling and there's a book that I'm reading, because my issue is I had to stop. Okay. I had to start listening to books because reading my book will keep me from doing everything else in the world. I don't care. I want to, when I get in the shower, I'm the kind of person, I don't want to put my book down. If I'm doing the dishes, if I'm cooking, I used to be trying to cook, I'm holding the book up. I'm like, Shari, something has to give. Like if I'm traveling, I'm not the kind of person, if I'm in a book, if I'm about to get on the road, I'm not going to say, oh, I'll listen to music now. No, keep me in my book. This is the world I'm in right now. And I don't want to get out of it. Then I'll listen to it.
And I can't afford to be like, oh, I'm choosing picking up this book over like I have stuff to do.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I want to stay in my book.
The question then would be for you, aside from like just the aesthetic of being able to have the book and turn the pages, is it any different for the person receiving it?
For me, I don't want to hear somebody else's tone in a book.
There we go.
Right? I don't like being read to.
Gotcha.
Because there are sometimes like where I remember when there was like 2 books where I was traveling a lot, so I ended up like reading and listening. And when I would listen to it, sometimes I would go back and read, and I'm like, I would not have said this that way. It changes sometimes how the book is happening to me. And I'm like, I don't like this tone, and I don't like these voices, and this is not how I'm hearing this character.
Right. And that sounds like a true creative. On the other side of it, like. The book that I'm currently listening to, the author is the one that's talking, her and maybe one other person.
Yeah.
So she is literally giving it to you in the tone that she intended.
That she's intended. No, I do like that.
You know
I like that idea.
So although,
but
on the other side of that, it depends on what you want from the book. Because if you want to be able to, because think about it, when you read, you want to be able to be taken to a fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? Something a place that you haven't seen before, a storyline you haven't heard. So you might want that independence of like, I want to create it. But some people, it's like, what did the author mean? Like, so the author is kind of putting in their own.
That's a phenomenal point. That is a phenomenal point. No, I love that you just said that. Yes. Because world building in a book is really important to me. Because, okay, sometimes I read a book and it's like slow in the beginning and somebody's like, y'all just not used to world building. Don't use world building as a crutch to have the beginning of your book be boring, right? And then sometimes like the world building is so good that I don't even care about the plot because I'm building the world in my head. So world building just in general, like that's a big thing for me, period. What it is. So it's like, if I'm going to read a book, I'm ready to start constructing in my head. I'm ready to start like doing that on my own. And it being done for me takes away that experience, because reading a book, like I said, I don't want to stop reading the books. I don't want to get out of the world. As a kid, I'm like, I'm jumping in here. I don't think y'all get it. I the way I envision it is I'm here with y'all. I'm a spectator. Like I'm in the book.
But I will say this from someone who, like I said, I like the hybrid. Reading a book with the pages and listening, I still do create a world. Because as she's talking, I'm envisioning what the neighborhood looks like. I'm envisioning what the house looks like. When she goes to the shed where she tore up her husband's stuff, I'm imagining what that looks like. Like literally, they paint the picture in such a way. So when you think about it, an author has, even let's say they don't read their own book, they have a say-so in what it sounds like when it's being recorded, because they want to make sure what they put on that paper was the message they're intending to send to their readers, their listeners.
Yes.
But I love the take. I think both takes are valid. So just don't look down on people.
No, I'm not gonna look down on you at all.
The moral of the story is,
also sometimes if I'm being read to, my brain starts to wander and I'm like rewinding, like, what did she say? I need to look at those words.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes
I want to read those words.
That's why my self-help books I tend to purchase.
Oh,
because I want to go back. But I was just gonna say I'm wanting to hear, Shalonda, this one's for you. You know, she was an ELA teacher. I would love her take on.
I'd love to hear.
Because she's always sending me messages. She's going to text me.
And I can't wait to hear.
But you had a moment.
I did. Part of reading a book and turning the pages, it's the thrill. And if you're reading a thriller, a book that has reveals, plot twists, it really does change the experience.
That's true.
When I've listened to a book and they give the reveal or whatever it is, it falls flat in a way.
I could see
when I'm reading,
because you have to turn it. The time it takes to turn, like you can't wait to get to that part.
Reading a book is like physical for me. Well, because it is, because it's physical media in my hands, but the experience of it. So like when I'm hearing it, it's not registering the same way, like the way this reveal is coming. And then when it's said, it's kind of like, okay, it was said to me. And I'm like, okay, when I'm reading it, it gets to a point where I have to start covering up the page.
Yes.
Because it's at the bottom of the page. I know it's getting there and I'm like I'm turning the page. I'm like, how many left in this how many pages left in this chapter?
I do that too.
Like if something's happened, I'm like, how many pages left in this chapter? Like I don't get to have that like push pull.
Yeah, that all contributes to the anticipation.
Yes.
You being able to do that.
I'm also the kind of person when I'm reading a book, I did this with The Silent Patient. When the reveal came about, I had to put that book down and I was like, for a good minute. I'm not joking. It was nighttime. Like it just was a whole vibe.
But when you're listening, that's
if I'm listening, I was about to say pressing pause doesn't hit in the same way that like back in the day when there were flip phones. If you were mad and you flipped that phone closed, it does not hit the same as dun, 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 from the iPhone. It just doesn't hit the same. And I'm like, I crave that experience. Yeah. And maybe because you had us, this brings me back to something else I was going to say. When you were talking about going to the library as a kid, and I'm sure we've talked about this, it is like the happiest feeling I get. It is the absolute best.
To this day, when I go into the library, I took LJ. It could have been when he got back from the summer from his grandparents' house. And I was like, you need a library card.
You need a library card.
And because he spends the summer there, he never got the experience of, over the summer especially, even though I did it during the school year, like really creating our way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. LJ needed something. Sorry.
So this is LJ's fault. Clocked it. Got it. I hope I remember my thought.
Mm-hmm. And everyone thank Addie.
What time did you take her?
Like right before we started.
It's revolutionary. We might end up talking about Addie at some point on every podcast because, I mean, you're still Shari, but it is a different experience.
2.0. 2.0.
Yeah,
no, really.
I'm not walking off like, why is she getting so...
Oh my gosh. Me and Valentine were talking about that yesterday. How it makes us feel like sad almost sometimes thinking about the way we functioned before. Because I kind of spoke to this the last time when we first talked about it. It's when you're taking it, you feel like a normal person. And then you're like, whoa, the world is opening up. Like, do people feel like this? And then like, let's say there's a day you don't take it and you have this huge realization of like, crap, I do really need it. Like when you see the difference, and even though you went through the process, you got diagnosed, you knew whatever, but it's still a thing of like, right? And I'm
with
like,
the ball.
Yes. Yeah. It's still a thing
it's still
of
a moment.
What kind of ball he got?
Is
that the one he ain't supposed to have?
Does it feel like grief?
It's the realization that honestly, it's like having to accept that you actually do have the thing you were diagnosed with.
So acceptance.
Yes, even
Which
though
is part of grief.
Yeah. So yes to all of it. It's literally the stages of grief. Like, even though you go to the psychiatrist, you know what you want to talk about because you're wondering that if you might have said thing. It's like it's a little bit still hard to accept that you actually have it. Especially once you get on the medication and you're like, oh, great, whatever, da-da-da-da. But when you're off of it, it's like, dang, and I need this. Like,
so tell me, what are you grieving?
It's like, I almost feel embarrassed about how I was before, even though I wasn't some tyrant that's like, ah. But when I think about some of my behavior, genuinely, when I think about some of my behavior, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Like the how I feel now, I'm like, why would I do something like that? Like that didn't even sound like me. That was me for years and years and years.
So tell me this.
And it's like, crap, I need this medication.
Now that you've been taking the medication, does it make you any more aware during those moments you're not on medication?
Yes.
Like, do you self-manage better?
Yes. Because also the psychiatrist, he's like, this is not a medication catch-all. There's also like,
your responsibility.
Yes, things that you have to do, which I appreciate because I'm 1000%.
I'm
but
so glad
it's just
you
like
said that.
Yeah.
Because
I just hate that. It's the wish that you could just be like that. I'm like, I wish I could just be this way.
So
I hate that I'm not just this way.
You're grieving the person that wish you could have been without the medication.
Yes. Because I'm like, I wish I could just be like this. And I hate that sometimes I hate that I'm not just like this. but I'm not gonna cry.
And guess what? If you do, this is the space to do it.
No, you're so right. But yeah,
But
it's just kind of like, yikes.
let me just give you, and I don't know if this is any relief to you. Who else were you supposed to be?
And it's that because
okay, now you're doing a bit. Much
quite
here,
a lot to
Carter.
get that ball.
You're trying to take. You're trying to
he
take.
Is. He got static now on his ear. Like, lay down.
He's trying to take
lay
over,
down.
And especially during this emotional moment.
Yes, I'm like, anything to get that ball that he's not supposed to have.
I do believe that as human beings, sometimes we're just way too hard on ourselves about who we're not.
Because what was I gonna? What am I gonna do realistically?
Like, this is not something like. You were
rewire my brain.
Rewire your brain. You were born. This is who you became. And I think who you became is an amazing person.
Thank you.
But I do think part of humanity is just really leaning into trying to show up as the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
The mere fact that you did the research, you were tuned in to be like, you know what? I don't think I'm really moving as effectively as I want to move. I don't think I'm showing up as good as I want to show up. Let me do some things differently. I think the problem comes is when you do realize things and you don't ever do anything about it and you're hurting people as a result and expecting them to be okay with it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And I'm like, I just
want to reframe that for you because you have the right to grieve. I'm not going to take that from you. But don't make it seem like you've done something wrong because you're Shari.
And that's it.
And that's it, and that's all.
Because what am I? You know what I mean? Like
what else are you supposed to do
other than like try to be?
Actually, I'm proud of you when you consider, and I have gotten over the fact that I didn't get you tested. But even when I think about,
I'm even like,
even when I think about that, I don't even think financially I was in a place to just like dish out all that money.
True, because that's a whole other conversation that it's not even accessible enough. It's not even accessible enough.
It should be very accessible. You know what I just found out from my therapist? Because she was talking about her son and how he has ADHD. And all she had to do, here's what she told me to do. She says, when your child goes to the doctor, you tell the doctor your concerns about it. Your doctor has a test called the Vanderbilt test that they will do on you. And then they will send it to school and you will have some teachers fill it out. And that's enough to get you on a 504.
Okay.
A 504 plan is different from an IEP.
Yeah.
For student who have special services. A 504 means there is something that keeps you from being able to function in the way that you should be functioning. And that sometimes that's ADHD.
So there's some kind of like support.
Yeah, there are supports in place.
I like that.
And guess what?
That.
What's that? Accommodations.
There we go.
And those accommodations can follow you into college, but it's not necessarily you having an individualized education program, which is what an IEP is. And so she literally just told me that Thursday.
That's awesome. That's
awesome. I'm like, that's what I'll do for LJ, just to see. Because he's the one that came to me like, God, Mom, you know what? I think I got ADHD. But guess what?
I clocked, but I also clocked everybody.
You said you clocked it.
Yeah.
I always kind of thought it as well. But I think he did that because Carter, you are doing the most.
Yeah, he don't even need to be chewing on that ball because
on the ball.
Come here.
But I was going to thank you because I think just us being around you and LJ hearing about you and what you got going on. He's now more in tune to what that looks like.
For sure.
For him.
For sure.
And I actually just gave him the little testing yesterday, so we'll see. But
oh, you're so cute.
You have a question?
Yeah, you'll have to repeat it in the mic because I don't have it. Okay. But just to affirm you, like I just want to let you know how freeing this is gonna be to so many people. Because you're not alone in the way that you feel.
Yeah.
You happen to have a platform to talk about it vulnerably, and most people, who do, kind of go through this process and either start taking medication for anxiety or ADHD or something like that, you do feel bad that you need it, right?
Yeah.
But and then you'll stop taking it to kind of try to like test yourself to see if like, okay, I'm this person without it, like because you don't want to give the credit. It feels like you're giving the credit to the medication.
Dependency. Yeah.
Yes. But when in actuality, this is your brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's your brain, it's your
my brain at
library.
the end of the day.
You know, you just got a little help. So you still do have the credit.
Thank you.
Wow, that was
I
good.
appreciate that,
The
Deani.
producer, our producer, Deani, who's also a therapist, was just explaining to Shari that like her having this platform, it really is going to help a lot of you guys who are feeling the way she feels.
I hope so.
Have always felt like you felt different and almost feeling like something is wrong with you as a result. But she was like, it's your brain, and you know that's what you have to to live with and to work with. And did I miss any point that she made? It was something else she said I thought was so poignant.
Just
while I'm having a hot flash
behind the medication.
Yeah. The whole bit about the shame behind the medication being the reason, like, oh, I got to take this medication in order for me to be okay. It's like, that's the brain you have. You find out if you need it. You take it so that you can better, do the things you want to do in day-to-day life.
Like literally be my best self.
It's not transforming you into a new person. This is who you really are.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not making you a new person.
It's quieting the noise.
Yeah.
It's quieting the noise. Yeah. I think that's very well said. This is who you are.
I appreciate that, because that's almost what it like feels like, is like they're like somebody has like cast a spell and they're like, new you. And I'm like, dang, like I couldn't just do new me like by myself. That's what it feels like.
But then,
and I'm like, yikes. Because on days where I forget to take it, because that'd be a whole other battle, like forgetting to take it. And I'm like popping up in the middle of the day and I'm like, why does everything feel like pulling all the teeth right out of my head? And I'm like, oh, yeah. So it's like stuff like that will be having it feeling like, why can't I just make this happen?
Right.
Like,
and that's so interesting you say that, because I can't say I feel the way you feel because I have not been diagnosed. When I look at some of the symptoms I have, but not a lot of them that you do have. But when I think about how I feel, like now I'm a woman of a particular age and my body's going through all these changes. Watch yourself. Because
look, Deani wanted to make an age joke just then.
Ageism. Yeah. But here's the point I was going to make. To know that I need to take this progesterone every day just so that I feel like myself. And I still don't feel like myself completely, because the recipe I don't feel like it's quite right.
Yeah.
Which is why I have this fan on right now, because I'm having a hot flash. But like, as far as feeling that whole thing of like, man, like why can't I just wake up and feel just normal?
Yeah.
Like I have brain fog sometimes. There are disconnects for me. And I'm like, I actually was a different person. I actually used to be able to make the connection.
I miss her. Like
I miss her.
Yeah. But it's like
I'm grieving her.
It's like, what are you gonna
laughing
do?
As if you were trying to say something.
I'm laughing. So the next episode we just gotta turn down.
This fan is and it's on the lowest one. It's not my first time turning on.
Oh, I was gonna say also Darby may be able to put Deani's moment in there, because I'm gonna say one of like the last episodes or something. And like, Darby, if you're seeing this, and she is, because I'm like, if you're seeing this,
not if you're seeing it, you're seeing it.
But a couple times Deani spoke and it was like clear, and she didn't have no mic on, but it was clear.
That'd be doing the doggone thing.
She is, because the way it sounded, it was like it sounded like coming from the room and not a mic, but it just worked. Yeah, I said, oh, maybe she's doing that. Yeah,
Darby.
Whatever she did, I'm like, Darbster.
So yeah, that's what I thought. But that's what I thought. I was like, we've been talking for a minute. I hadn't gotten the signal. Maybe because we was rocking and rolling and we was vibing.
I didn't order the food before we started. I said, don't we usually order it before we even start?
Is not eating.
Okay.
Just so you know. But man, it was something you were saying about. Oh yeah, I was gonna say,
the fan. I don't know.
I think that's what it was. I had the fan on at the beginning. I wonder if they heard it then. All I know is sometimes when it rages, it's like an oven in my
Inferno.
Torso. It's an inferno. And even though this is coming here, because my neck and head gets cool,
your neck and your head gets cool.
It's to resist sounding geeky, your hypothalamus is what regulates your temperature.
No, I'm like, go right ahead. You know, I live.
Yeah, you love it.
That.
Yeah, it regulates your temperature, and it's almost like it's getting a false reading of what your temperature actually is.
Oh, right.
So it turns up the heat when the heat doesn't need to be turned up.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, if you're doing physical activity, sometimes that can be a trigger.
Yes. In another world, I like in another life, I went into medicine. Had to. because the
I wish
way
you
I
had.
live, oh yeah, because we have to stop.
Well, go ahead, Jared, tell them.
Miss Rachel, you never finished the story about LJ not going to the library during the summer.
I love it.
Oh, I know, I love that, and that's
when
hilarious.
your team, wait, pause.
And that's hilarious.
When your team is into the podcast.
Oh my
love it.
gosh.
Jerry ain't saying nothing.
No,
He's
that's
just shaking
actually
his
hilarious.
head.
No, because when you said that one thing, Jerry said,
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, I think it was just that he didn't get to I love it. I love it. Yeah. Because he was going to his grandparents' house in Louisiana every summer, he didn't always get to go to the library. And there was just a lot of things I did in the summer that he just didn't get to experience because I had availability of time. So I was like, you know what? And LJ likes to read. I'm not going to say he liked it. He loves it on the level of you and your sister.
But he did get into it.
Yeah, he did get into it.
Mhm.
And he really got into it when he didn't have his devices.
Yes.
That's when he was like looking forward to another
That's
book.
why you got to take the devices away. You
Yeah,
gotta
take
let the kids
devices away
read.
so
You
they
gotta let the
read.
kids
And
read.
No, but to finish the story, it pretty much was like, all right, LJ. After school one day, it was not far from the house.
Uh-huh.
We went in, and something about walking into a library, it really, honestly, happy vibes, happy place. It's quiet. It's the one place it's like everybody understands the rules.
It is the warmest
Everybody-
place to me.
Like, you're sitting over there, you know you're supposed to be quiet. Everybody's kind of talking at a certain level.
Mhm.
You know what it does? It gives me peace. Like,
Oh, I'm so at peace in the
it's
library.
like everything's okay when you're in the library.
Mom, I'm in my element
You're in
in a
your
different
elementica.
way.
In
My
the library.
elementica.
In the
I'm
library.
going through those aisles. I know where my section is. I'm going to the library and I'm like, okay, so y'all can order this book because I'm looking at the
right.
series and y'all don't have.
But taking LJ to the library, especially when he was younger, even though he knows how to move around, he'd be standing around me. I'm like, go find the books.
Because you
Go
told
find the
me,
books.
you said, Shari, LJ doesn't know how to do. Like, I remember you
Like,
telling me
When I
this.
release you guys to the library, y'all are just moving through the aisles, looking around.
You're not seeing us until we're back with a stack of books,
Mind
5
you,
of them.
The librarian already told him, we have these over here, have, fiction over here, you have nonfiction, you have young adult. He's just standing there looking at me. I said, boy, if you don't go look at some books,
And so,
if you don't go move, matriculate. I'm sitting in the chair.
Some books.
I may have be on my phone. I may have grabbed a book. He is standing around. Why is this a stressful experience?
It shouldn't
it's not
be.
supposed to be.
You're like, we're in the
just
library, are we
supposed to-
not?
Right.
Yes.
And then, so fast forward to when he was older, and we live in a different area, so
Mhm.
we're getting a new card.
Yes.
He's getting his card, all the things. She's like, oh, young adult is over here. So she said, at this point, he may have been 15.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, oh, I'm going to go to young adult. I'm like, now, hold up now. Hold up. We got to be careful which book we're getting. You're in young adult. That's when I text you.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh, I was the,
here are the books.
I was the gatekeeper.
Here are the books he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me your thoughts.
I'm like, and I'm gonna let you know.
And you sure enough let me know.
Because when it comes to YA fiction, there's a really wide range,
it's a
honestly.
wide range.
There's some where I'm like, I know y'all didn't put this in YA fiction.
Yeah,
I
and
know
we're
y'all didn't
supposed to be
put smut
closing
in
this
YA
out.
fiction.
Let me just say
Yes.
this. There's a thing to just age appropriateness. And I was just big on that.
I'm big. And because of that, I'm big on it.
I just think
and
that like there's some things you're gonna see and you're gonna wish you didn't see it.
Mhm.
And there are things you see you can't unsee.
Yes.
I'm not saying that I'm trying to create this perfect environment where they're not gonna learn to like make adjustments, evolve, adapt, grow. But
Mhm.
if I can hold off you seeing things and experiencing things
that you just
should
shouldn't have
not be,
seen.
I'm gonna do that even when it comes
Yes.
to a book, especially when it comes to a book. Because
Yes.
unless I read that book first.
Yes.
We already know what my time was looking like. I ain't have time to read every
What?
single book before him.
And what I would do is there was this website for parents where it would talk about like books and
I
what's
remember
appropriate.
that, and I used to be on it.
Yes, I'm also an avid. I go on Goodreads. Sometimes you can't trust a review on Goodreads, but I would go on Goodreads and see what
Yeah.
people say, see what age people are that are reading it. I would read the plot summary and be like, and when I was this age, like
Right.
I'm doing the full Monty, and I'm
That's
coming
right.
back and saying he's putting that book back.
Right.
Or,
And I'm
no,
glad
it's
you
fine.
said that because I
Mhm.
remember when he was younger and we were going to Dog River Library in Douglasville.
Love Dog River.
It was beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Scenery, everything was
Thank you.
gorge.
Thank you.
But I remember then when he would pick out the books, like every book he would pick out, he'd bring it to me and I would go through the website
Yes.
to check the book.
Yes.
And then he'd bring me the next one. And I'd either be like, yes, or put
Mhm.
this back.
Mhm.
Yes, or put this back.
Because also his gauge, very different from me and Sydney's. He, whether it's shows, books, whatever, it's like he's picking something. I'm like, you pick this up? This is for
This is
45-year-olds.
Right. This is way beyond your range.
Me and Sydney always, but maybe because but you stressed it with him too, where he's just a different, right? Every kid is different. Every child is different. We were like very book in our age group type. Also, we grew up in a great time for YA fiction and like just those kind of books.
Yeah.
Like we were there for Hunger Games, like the books coming out. Like we were there for all of
in
that.
all honesty,
like
especially you, but both of y'all just really love whimsical. You love the idea of, just storytelling and the whole fictional experience.
I also loved anything that sounded like a girl, like my age.
Girly, yeah.
I read all of the Click. Like it was that too.
I want to make sure, Jared, did I satisfy the closure
You're like, what's the story?
of the story?
Yes.
That was funny.
So that's perfect. That brings us to a perfect ending.
Yeah.
So this has been So Tell Me This Sundays. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Shari, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.
This order was supposed to be ready at 12:09, and it's still not ready. Now they keep claiming it will be ready in 5 minutes, which was about 20 minutes ago.
So it's not.
We're
so it's
getting
not the
real
actual
time. This
place.
is boots on the ground journalism.
How dare you?
Imagine.
Okay, this is real time, people. We're here
Carter, back
at
up.
the site of the pod, and we're going to
Literally.
find out the
The
true.
extra money is being given.
It's not a drill, this is how I feel. Pop champagne, I'ma do it for the thrill. Escape with me, I'm saying it may be. We could take off and then land in the